The sterile beep of the dialysis machine cut through the dim motel room like a siren's wail. But it was Samuel's choked sob that shattered Benjamin's world. "Ben, I can't do this without you, please. Fight it," he whispered, clutching the four-line as if it tethered them both to life. Outside, rain hammered the cracked asphalt of their Phoenix suburb, washing away the bloodstains from the fight that had driven them here, fugitives from a neighborhood that hated what they loved. Benjamin's eyes fluttered open to the fluorescent glare of the emergency room, the scent of antiseptic burning his nostrils like a bad memory. At 32, he'd always prided himself on his resilience, the kind forged in the dusty backlots of Arizona summers, where he'd learned to outrun not just the heat but the whispers that followed him. But tonight, resilience felt like a cruel joke. His kidneys, traitors in his own body, had finally staged their rebellion, swelling with failure that no amount of willpower could quell. The doctor, a harried woman with a badge reading Dr. Elena Vasquez, leaned over him, her voice steady but laced with the exhaustion of too many late shifts. "Mr. Harlan, we're stabilizing you now, but you'll need regular dialysis. Home setup or clinic, your call. And you'll need support. Family, partner." Benjamin's gaze drifted to the doorway, where Samuel stood like a shadow come to life, his broad shoulders slumped under the weight of a flannel shirt soaked from the storm. Samuel's dark curls were plastered to his forehead. His green eyes, those eyes that had first caught Benjamin's across a crowded indie film set in L.A. 5 years ago, now rimmed red with unshed tears. He wasn't family, not in the eyes of the law or the HOA covenants back in Willow Creek Estates. But he was everything. "Yeah," Benjamin rasped, managing a weak smile. "I've got him." Samuel crossed the room in 2 strides, his calloused hand, rough from years as a grip on Hollywood productions, enveloping Benjamin's. "We're in this, Ben. Whatever it takes." His voice was gravel and honey, the Midwestern lilt he'd never quite shaken from his Ohio roots softening the edges of his fear. They'd met on that set, 2 outsiders chasing dreams in a city that chewed up dreamers. Benjamin, the aspiring screenwriter with a knack for quiet intensity. Samuel, the steady crew guy who built worlds for others to shine in. Their first kiss had been stolen behind a prop truck, tasting of craft services coffee and the electric thrill of finally being seen. But Phoenix wasn't L.A. 3 years ago, chasing affordability after Benjamin's first kidney scare, they'd bought into Willow Creek, a cookie-cutter suburb on the outskirts, with manicured lawns and rules etched in stone. Or rather, in the bylaws enforced by Karen Whitaker, the self-appointed queen of the HOA board. At 45, Karen was a force. Bleach blonde bob, pearl earrings, and a smile that could curdle milk. Widowed young, she'd channeled her grief into vigilantism, patrolling the cul-de-sacs like a general in sensible heels. "Standards keep us civilized," she'd say, her voice a whip crack at block parties. To Benjamin and Samuel, she was a specter, tolerating their unconventional arrangement with pursed lips, but always one citation away from open war. The hospital discharged Benjamin 2 days later with a portable dialysis kit and a prescription for patience. Samuel drove their beat-up Ford Ranger home, the desert sun baking the dashboard as cacti blurred past. Willow Creek loomed like a mirage. Identical ranch-style homes in beige and taupe, American flags snapping from porches, kids on razor scooters dodging sprinklers. Theirs was number 47 blue shutters, a pride flag discreetly tucked in the window box, succulents in terracotta pots that Samuel watered religiously. As they pulled into the driveway, Karen's minivan idled across the street, her silhouette unmistakable. She waved, all teeth, clipboard in hand. "Welcome back, boys. Heard about the hospital. If you need anything." Official. The word hung like smoke. Samuel killed the engine, his jaw tightening. "She's fishing. Ignore her." But Benjamin felt the chill. Dialysis meant nurses, strangers in scrubs, 3 times a week, wheeling in equipment that hummed like a spaceship. Their home, once a sanctuary of late-night script readings and Samuel's homemade chili, would become a stage. And Karen? She directed every scene. The first session came Monday afternoon. Nurse Lila Torres arrived promptly at 2, her medical bag slung over one shoulder, ponytail swinging with purpose. Mid-30s, Latina, with a no-nonsense warmth that put Benjamin at ease. "First time at home? We'll take it slow. Arm out, please." Samuel hovered in the kitchen, brewing tea to mask his nerves. The living room setup was makeshift. Recliner angled by the window, machine on a side table, tubes snaking like veins. Lila worked efficiently, chatting about her twin boys and their obsession with Marvel Comics. Benjamin laughed. A real one, the first in days when she mimicked Spider-Man's web-slinging. Then the doorbell rang. Sharp, insistent. Samuel cracked the door. Karen's voice sliced through. "Samuel, dear, I noticed the delivery. HOA guidelines require prior notification for medical equipment. It's in the covenants, section 4.2, modifications to property." Samuel's hand gripped the frame. "Karen, this is dialysis. Ben's life. Not a damn patio umbrella." Her laugh tinkled like breaking glass. "Rules are rules. For the good of the community. Wouldn't want to disturb the peace." Lila paused mid-needle, eyebrow arched. Benjamin caught her eye, mouthing, "Sorry." That night, tangled in sheets that smelled of Samuel's cedar cologne, Benjamin traced the faint scar on his lover's collarbone, from a childhood fall off a barn roof back in Ohio. "What if she escalates?" he murmured. Samuel pulled him closer, lips brushing his temple. "She won't. We've got each other. That's our community." But doubt crept in like monsoon clouds. The next week blurred. Sessions with Lila. Samuel's shifts cut short to be home. Benjamin's scripts gathering dust on the coffee table. He wrote in fits, fragments of a story about 2 men defying a storm. But the words faltered, poisoned by fatigue. Karen's notes arrived via certified mail. Violation notice. Unauthorized medical installation. Remedy within 7 days or fines commence. Samuel crumpled it, but Benjamin saw the fracture lines. Their savings, already thin from medical bills, couldn't weather a war. One evening, as cicadas droned, Samuel knelt by the recliner post-session, unlacing Benjamin's sneakers with reverent hands. "Remember Joshua Tree? That weekend we hiked till we couldn't. Stars so close you could touch 'em." Benjamin nodded, throat tight. Their escape from LA, a tent, a cooler of beers, confessions whispered under the Milky Way. "I said I'd follow you anywhere, and I said I'd carry you if I had to." Samuel's grin was boyish, but his eyes held the weight of promises unkept. The betrayal came subtly, like a leak in the roof. Samuel's phone buzzed late one night, texts from an old crew buddy. "Jake, offering overtime on a Tucson shoot. Just 1 week, Ben. Extra cash for the bills. Benjamin feigned nonchalance. Go. I'll manage with Lila. But alone during the session, the machines were amplified his isolation. Karen's shadow passed the window, watching, always watching. Samuel returned sun-kissed and guilty, arms full of takeout from their favorite taqueria. Missed you, he said, kissing Benjamin deeply, hands roaming with apology. They made love slow and tender, bodies mapping familiar territories, reaffirming what words couldn't. No rush, no desperation, just the quiet rhythm of hearts sinking. Yet the seed was planted. When Samuel mentioned extending the gig, just till we pay the fine, Benjamin's chest ached worse than the needle pricks. Is it the money? Or Jake? Samuel froze, hurt flashing. Ben, come on. It's us against the world. But worlds crack, and Willow Creek was fissuring. The climax brewed on a sweltering Thursday. Lila arrived to find the driveway blocked, not by Karen's van, but by a phalanx of folding chairs and a neighborhood watch meeting sign staked crookedly. Karen stood sentinel, arms crossed, flanked by 2 retirees in visors. Excuse me, Lila said, polite but firm, maneuvering her cart. Medical visit. Karen's smile was a blade. This is private property. HOA event in progress. You're not authorized here. Lila blinked. Ma'am, this is a residence. I'm providing health care. Not without clearance. Karen stepped forward, clipboard raised like a shield. We have standards. Benjamin, watching from the window, felt bile rise. He stumbled to the door. Samuel's absence a void. Off on that damn shoot. Karen, stop this. Now. She turned, eyes narrowing. Benjamin. This concerns community welfare. Your setup disrupts the aesthetic. It's my life. His voice cracked, the desert wind carrying it like a plea. Neighbors murmured, Mr. Patel from next door shifting uncomfortably. Mrs. Ellis pretending to adjust her hearing aid. Lila dialed her supervisor, phone to ear. Yes. Obstruction of medical access. Address 47 Willow Creek. Sirens wailed distant, then near. Blue lights painted the lawns in stark relief. 2 officers approached, young, bored, chewing gum. Ma'am, step aside. This is an emergency services interference. Karen blanched. Officers, this is an HOA matter. Ma'am, blocking healthcare is a misdemeanor. Hands behind your back. Cuffs clicked. Her protests echoed. You'll regret this. The board will hear. As they led her to the cruiser. The chairs toppled like dominoes. Lila slipping past with a nod of thanks. Benjamin sank to the porch steps, tremors racking him. The neighborhood watched, a tableau of stunned faces. For the first time, he saw not judgment, but something softer, pity, perhaps, or the stirrings of empathy. Samuel raced home an hour later, tires screeching. He found Benjamin curled on the couch, Lila packing up. What the hell happened? Benjamin looked up, eyes hollow. She got arrested. And I realized how alone I am when you're gone. Samuel dropped to his knees, face crumpling. Ben, but the words died. For in that moment, Benjamin saw the text notification on Samuel's phone, peeking from his pocket. Missed you on set tonight. Jake. The fracture deepened. Dawn broke over Willow Creek like a reluctant apology. Pink streaks bleeding into the sky as if the heavens themselves mourned the night's chaos. Benjamin hadn't slept. The dialysis machine, now permitted by Karen's absence, hummed faintly in the corner like a guilty conscience. Samuel had crashed on the recliner, his snores ragged, phone silenced but accusations unspoken. By morning, the neighborhood buzzed, whispers over fences, a group text chain exploding with grainy cruiser footage. Karen Whitaker? Handcuffed? For what? For love? Benjamin thought bitterly, though it felt more like survival. He brewed coffee strong enough to strip paint, the aroma mingling with the faint metallic tang of his treatment. Samuel stirred, rubbing his eyes, the stubble shadowing his jaw, making him look older, wearier. Ben. Talk to me. Benjamin slid a mug across the counter, steam curling like question marks. You first. That text from Jake. Was it nothing? Samuel's shoulders sagged, the flannel bunching. It's work, Ben. Overtime keeps the lights on. Jake's just a friend. From the old days. Old days meaning before me? The words tasted sour, laced with the insecurity that dialysis amplified, every weakness magnified, every doubt a vein waiting to burst. Samuel reached across, fingers brushing Benjamin's wrist. Before us. But you're my now. My always. His voice dropped, intimate, the way it had that night in Joshua Tree when he'd confessed his fear of commitment, raised in a farmhouse where men didn't cry or hold hands. Benjamin had kissed the words away, promising a world where they could. But promises erode under pressure. The fines from Karen's citations loomed, $500, then $1,000 if unpaid, and insurance balked at home sessions, deeming them non-essential without prior approval. Samuel's gigs stretched longer, Tucson morphing into 2-week stints, his returns marked by gifts, a new script notebook, wildflowers from roadside stands. Benjamin cherished them, but the house echoed emptier each time. Lila noticed during sessions, her needle steady but her eyes probing. Your partner's been scarce. Everything okay? Benjamin forced a chuckle. Hollywood calls. Lights. Camera. Distraction. She hummed, taping the line. Distraction's fine till it becomes escape. My ex pulled that, said it was for us, till it wasn't. Her tone was gentle. No pity, just the solidarity of survivors. Lila had her own scars. A divorce after coming out, twins to raise solo in a city that priced her out. Hold the line, Benjamin. Love's worth the fight. Inspired, he dove back into writing. The story poured out. 2 men in a besieged suburb, one ill, the other torn between duty and drift. It was raw, laced with their dialogues, Samuel's Ohio drawl fictionalized into poetry. Agents in L.A. Nibbled. One emailed. Intriguing. Send full MS. Hope flickered. A dialysis pump in his chest. Karen's arrest made local news. A blip on the 6 o'clock. HOA president detained for obstructing medical aid. The anchor's voice dripped schadenfreude, cutting to body cam footage of her indignant flail. Willow Creek fractured. Petitions circulated for her removal. Potlucks turned tense. Mr. Patel stopped by with samosas, mumbling, she went too far. Shalom. Neighbor. Even Mrs. Ellis, the eavesdropper, left a card. Prayers for your health. Samuel saw the shift during his next return, unloading groceries with uncharacteristic bounce. The tide's turning. Ben. Jake says there's buzz. Maybe a short film adaptation if your script lands. Benjamin paused, fork midway to his mouth over leftover enchiladas. Jake again. He's invested. Ha! Samuel's laugh was forced. Crew solidarity. Come on. Eat. You need strength. That night, they walked the block under sodium lamps, hands brushing in the shadows, a small rebellion. Kids' bikes littered lawns, fireworks popping early for the 4th. Samuel spun tales of set mishaps. A prop horse that bolted, actors fumbling lines. Benjamin leaned into him, inhaling the mix of sweat and sage from the desert air. Miss this, he whispered. Me too. Samuel's arm slipped around his waist, thumb tracing the hem of Benjamin's shirt. They paused at the park's edge, the swing set creaking empty. A kiss followed, soft, lingering, the world narrowing to the press of lips and the distant hum of I-10. For a moment, the illness, the HOA, the doubts dissolved. But mornings bring clarity. Samuel's phone lit up at dawn. Emergency reshoot. Leaving today. Love you. No Jake this time, but the pattern held. Benjamin drove him to the airport, the Rangers' AC blasting against July's furnace. At departures, Samuel hugged him fierce, whispering, 2 weeks max. Then we're golden. The drive home blurred through tears. Willow Creek welcomed him with a new sign. Welcome home. Benjamin and Samuel, community strong. Someone, Patel, had added the names in Sharpie. It warmed him, a crack of light. Lila's next visit brought news. Her supervisor had filed a formal complaint. Karen facing community service or worse. You started something, Lila said, flushing his line. People talking real change, no more witch hunts. Benjamin nodded, but his mind wandered to Samuel's empty side of the bed. The script advanced, pages stacking like bricks in a wall against loneliness. He emailed the full manuscript that night, fingers flying, fade in 2 lovers, storm-battered but unbowed. Replies trickled, rejections polite, one agent intrigued. Voice is authentic. Let's talk. Excitement built, a counter to the fatigue. He called Samuel, voicemail catching his ramble. It's happening, Sam. Our story, it's alive. No callback till midnight. Proud of you, babe. Shoots insane. Talk soon. The betrayal crystallized on a rare day off for Samuel. 3 weeks in. He arrived unannounced, duffel thumping the porch. Benjamin met him at the door, script in hand, eyes alight. Read it. Tell me it's us. Samuel scanned pages, nodding. It's gold, Ben. But his phone vibrated incessantly, Jake's name flashing. He silenced it, but not before Benjamin glimpsed the thread. Can't wait for drinks after rap. You plus me equals trouble. Drinks. Benjamin's voice was steel wool. Samuel flushed. Rap party. Group thing. Liar. The word hung, heavy as the summer air. Benjamin's chest heaved, not from illness but rage. You're slipping away, Sam. For what? Lights? Adrenaline? Him. Samuel's face crumpled, hands raking his curls. It's not God. Ben, I'm drowning here. Bills, your meds, this place sucking us dry. Jake gets it, the grind. But you're my anchor. Anchors don't drift. Benjamin turned away, the recliner mocking him. Go back. Finish your escape. Samuel lingered, pleading. I love you. This is temporary. The door clicked shut. Silence roared. Days bled into sessions. Lila's chatter a lifeline. Right through the pain, she urged. He did, infusing the script with betrayal's sting. The lovers rift a chasm bridged by forgiveness's fragile thread. Karen's trial loomed. Community meeting scheduled. Benjamin attended. Samuel absent. The hall thrummed. Residents packed folding chairs. Murmurs rising. Patel spoke. Karen's zeal blinded her. But rules without heart are chains. Karen rose, unbowed, voice quavering. I protected our home. From chaos. From differences. Boos rippled. Benjamin stood, pulse thundering. Differences like love? Like survival? You blocked my nurse. Karen. My lifeline. But look around, this community, it's choosing heart over covenants. Applause erupted. Karen's eyes met his, not venom, but a flicker of defeat, perhaps regret. The vote. Removed from board. Probation. Driving home. Benjamin's phone buzzed. Samuel. I'm coming back for good. No more shoots. We fight this together. Hope warred with wariness. The script sold, optioned for a short, $5,000 advance. Lila whooped at the news, hugging him post-dialysis. Told you. Hold the line. Samuel arrived at dusk, knocking soft. Benjamin opened, the air thick. Prove it, he said. Samuel dropped to one knee. Not proposal, but surrender, pulling a USB drive. My resignation email. Sent. And this notes for your script. From me, not Jake. They talked till stars pricked the sky. Confession spilling. Samuel's fear of failure. Benjamin's terror of abandonment. Hands entwined, they rebuilt brick by word. But Willow Creek whispered still, and deeper storms brewed. Fall crept into Phoenix like a hesitant guest, stripping the mesquite trees bare and dusting the air with the scent of cooling earth. Benjamin's treatments stabilized, the machine's rhythm syncing with his writing sprints. Mornings now sacred, laptop glowing under the kitchen pendant. The script's option buzzed. A director attached, indie darling from Sundance, eyeing Samuel for a producer credit. Our story, Benjamin murmured to his reflection, the mirror showing hollow cheeks but brighter eyes. At 32, survival etched lines, but so did purpose. Samuel kept his word, no shoots, just local gigs, hauling for a theater troupe, evenings free for walks where they'd reclaim the neighborhood. Willow Creek softened post-Karen. New board rules bent toward compassion. Medical exemptions codified. Potlucks inclusive with rainbow cupcakes from the bakery on Central. Patel hosted barbecues. His wife's vindaloo a bridge across divides. Even Mrs. Ellis confessed over lemon bars. Saw too much of my own losses in her fight. Sorry, dear. Samuel thrived in the thaw. His laughter fuller. Hands steadier on Benjamin's waist during movie nights. Classics like Brokeback Mountain. Revisited not for pain but parallels. We beat the mountain, he'd say, kissing Benjamin's knuckles. Their intimacy deepened. Unhurried explorations in the queen bed. Whispers weaving futures. A cabin in Sedona. Scripts greenlit. Adoptions maybe, kids who knew love spectrum early. But betrayal's shadow lingered. Jake's ghost in every late text Samuel ignored. One October evening, as jack-o'-lanterns flickered on porches, the call came. Benjamin answered Samuel's phone, left charging on the counter, mistaking the ring for his own. "Sam? It's Jake. Listen, the feature's a go, your name on it if you jump in. We need you, man. Like old times." Benjamin's grip whitened. "He's done, Jake. With the grind. With you." Silence. Then a chuckle. "Ben? Shit. Tell him the offer stands." Doors open. Samuel walked in minutes later, grocery bags rustling, face falling at Benjamin's thunder. "You answered. Shouldn't have to." Benjamin hurled the phone. Not hard, but enough to clatter. "Old times? That's what you want." Samuel dropped the bags, apples rolling. "It's a job, Ben. Stability. For us. For escape." The dam broke, tears hot, words hotter. "You resent this, me. Sick. Holding you back." "Admit it." Samuel recoiled as if slapped. "Resent? God, no. I fear losing you to this, to time." His voice cracked, Ohio accent thickening. "Jake's the past. Easy because it's shiny. But you're my fight." They circled each other, kitchen a battlefield of spilled produce. Benjamin clutched the counter, nausea rising, not dialysis, but heartbreak. Then cut the cord. "Block him. Or I will." Samuel's fingers flew, deleting contacts. Done. See, but doubt seeded, a thorn in their mend. The directors' meeting in L.A. was a bomb, train tickets, a weekend escape. They rode Amtrak north, windows framing the Mojave's vastness, hands laced over lukewarm coffee. Samuel read lines aloud, his baritone infusing the lovers' dialogue with grit. "This is us," he said, head on Benjamin's shoulder. Hollywood welcomed them, pitch room humming, execs nodding at the queer resilience angle. "Authentic," one gushed. "Post-moonlight gold. Nights in a WeHo Airbnb, rooftop bars with skyline views, dancing close in dimly lit clubs where rainbow flags waved free." Samuel's hands on Benjamin's hips, bodies swaying to indie electronica, reclamation, pure. Back in the loft, they tumbled into sheets, laughter bubbling as Samuel traced Benjamin's port scar. "Beautiful," he breathed, kisses trailing like stars. Return to Phoenix grounded them. Lila's sessions flew. She shared her twins' Halloween pics, superheroes, capes askew. They ask about Uncle Ben. Invite us over. The party was modest. Pumpkins carved, cider steaming. Samuel manned the grill, apron tied jaunty, while Benjamin narrated ghost stories to the kids, tales of haunted HOAs, ghosts in pearls. Laughter echoed, a chorus healing. But Jake Spector resurfaced via email. "Congrats on the option. If Sam reconsiders." Samuel forwarded it to Benjamin. Peace offering. Trash it together? They did. Over wine. Flames licking a backyard pit. "To new chapters," Samuel toasted. Winter whispered in chilly nights, holiday lights draping Willow Creek like tinsel veils. Benjamin's health plateaued. A nephrologist suggested transplant lists, odds long but hope a spark. Samuel dove into producing, scouting locations in the Superstition Mountains, his energy magnetic. Their love felt fortified, a house of adobe against winds. Climax struck on Christmas Eve. Snow flurries, a rarity, dusting the saguaros. The board meeting turned festive. Eggnog. Resolutions read. New president, Patel welcomed all. Then Karen entered, uninvited, poinsettia in hand. Whispers hushed. Benjamin. Samuel, she said, voice thin. I brought this. For your home. Benjamin tensed. Samuel's hand squeezing his under the table. Why now? Karen's eyes, blue, brittle, flickered. Court-mandated reflection. Community service starts tomorrow. Cleaning the park. A pause. Swallow. I was wrong. Lost my husband to cancer, watched him fade. Helpless. Thought rules could cage the chaos. But you. Your love, it's stronger. The room stilled. Samuel spoke first. Apology noted. But trust's earned. She nodded, retreating. Outside, under street lamps haloed by flakes, Benjamin exhaled. Human, after all. Samuel pulled him close. Like us. Flawed. Fighting. Homeward. Carols on the radio. They strung lights. Samuel on ladder. Benjamin handing hooks. Mistletoe dangled. Inevitable kiss deepening. Gifts unwrapped. For Benjamin, a leather-bound journal inscribed our story continues as. For Samuel, a star map of Joshua Tree. Pinned dreams. Midnight mass beckoned, not churchgoers, but curious for the candles. The pews smelled of pine and wax. Choir swelling silent night. Kneeling, Benjamin prayed silently. For kidneys, for us. Samuel's hand found his, thumb stroking. Dawn brought calls. Jake. Again. Voice slurred. Sam. Holiday blues. Features tanking without you. Samuel hung up, blocking the number. Over, but the call lingered. A crack. New Year's loomed. Resolutions whispered. More presence. Deeper roots. January thawed the snow, but froze relations. Samuel's producer role demanded travel Phoenix to Flagstaff. Scouting. Day trips only, he promised. Benjamin nodded, burying in revisions. The script evolved, betrayal arc heightened, lovers' reconciliation forged in fire. Lila's update during session, transplant waitlist, you're on it. Typo, rare, but miracles happen. Hope bloomed. They celebrated with rooftop picnic, stars above, city below. Samuel's toast, to miracles. And us. Intimacy followed. Tender. Hands exploring with reverence. Bodies a language of forgiveness. No rush, just the slow burn of reconnection. Yet, as spring hinted, Ocotillo blooming red, Jake's final strike landed. A package, script copy, annotated in his hand. Sam, this is yours. We make magic. No return address. Benjamin found it in the mailbox, heart plummeting. Confrontation brewed, but Samuel's face, guilt-etched, preempted. He sent it weeks ago. I meant to burn it. Too late. Benjamin's voice trembled. You're tempted. I see it. Samuel wept then. First time Benjamin witnessed, shoulders shaking, please tumbling. Scared, then. Of failing you. Jake's easy, no stakes. Love's the stake. Benjamin cupped his face, thumbs wiping salt. Choose. Samuel chose, burned the script in the pit, ashes swirling. You. Always. The fire cleansed, but embers smoldered. April's wildflowers carpeted the Sonoran desert, riots of gold and purple framing Willow Creek's edges like nature's quiet insurgency. Benjamin's waitlist number inched. Months, not years now, fueled by donor drives Patel organized. Flyers papering lampposts. Give life. For neighbors like Ben. Community wove tighter. Book clubs with queer lit. Pride walks looping the park. Samuel anchored it, his producer hat yielding to volunteer shifts, coaching Little League, where he'd hoist kids on shoulders, green eyes twinkling. Their rhythm steadied. Mornings with coffee and crosswords. Samuel's clues punny. Afternoons Benjamin typing. Samuel editing over his shoulder. Suggestions sharp but loving. Evenings. Drives to South Mountain. Hikes gentle. Hands linked on trails where javelinas rustled brush. Love manifested mundane. Samuel's pancakes heart-shaped. Benjamin's notes tucked in lunch bags, thinking of your laugh. The script's short film greenlit. Budget modest. Shoot in May. Samuel directed cameos. Benjamin consulting from set via Zoom. His recliner a throne. Authentic, the cinematographer echoed, framing their Joshua Tree flashbacks with golden hour glow. Karen's service unfolded weekly. Park cleanups. Her gloves muddied. Bob windswept. Interactions thawed. Nods at mailboxes. Once a shared umbrella during rain. How's the writing? She asked. Tentative. Turning the page, Benjamin replied. No warmth, but no ice. Betrayal's echo faded. Jake a footnote blocked. Forgotten. Until the wrap party invite arrived. Neutral cast and crew. No plus ones. Samuel showed Benjamin. Casual. Networking. One night, Benjamin's gut twisted. Him there, probably. But I'm not. Go. Prove it. Samuel did. Home by midnight. Buzzed on craft beer. Recounting awkward small talk. Jake cornered me. Apologized, said he misread signals. I told him, taken. Benjamin pulled him down. Kiss fierce. Mine. Summer scorched in. Monsoons lashing. Dialysis persisted. But energy surged, Benjamin walking unaided. Scripts multiplying. An agent signed him. Voice like Ocean Vuong meets Armistead Maupin. Let's shop the novelization. Elation peaked at a reading. Local cafe. Mike hot. Benjamin voicing his lover's rift. Crowd hushed. Then applauded, Samuel front row. Tears gleaming. After, in the alley, pressed against brick. You slayed me, Samuel murmured, lips claiming. Transplant call shattered august calm. Midnight ring. Voice urgent. Match found. Prep for surgery. Chaos. Hospital rush. Samuel white-knuckled on the wheel. Dr. Vasquez prepped. 6 hours. Risks standard, rejection meds lifelong. Samuel's vigil in pre-op. Handheld. Stories spun, Ohio winters. LA. Hustles. Their first I love you under studio lights. Come back to me, he begged. Kiss forehead soft. Anesthesia pulled Benjamin under. Dreams of deserts blooming. Waking to beeps. Samuel's face first. Haggard. Radiant. It's in. Yours now. Recovery blurred. Pain managed. Walks lapping the ward. Samuel smuggled tacos. Read fan emails, script buzz growing. Lila visited. Balloons bobbing. Off the hook. Boss. Discharge to Willow Creek. Banners strung. Welcome home. Ben. Neighbors lined the drive. Patel with curry, Ellis with quilt. Karen at the fringe. Poinsettia again. Strength, she said, handing it. Inside, bed festooned petals. Samuel's note. New chapter begins. Healing accelerated. Scars fading. Energy unbound. Fall shoots for the short. Benjamin on set. Directing a scene, lover's betrayal. Cut, he called. Samuel's proud grin fuel. Climax crested at Premiere, small theater in Scottsdale. Red carpet rolled. Suits swapped for button-downs. Hands clasped walking in. Screen lit. Their story. Actors channeling pain to poetry. Laughter. Gasps. Tears, audience riveted. Q&A. Benjamin spoke. Voice steady. This is for every love that fights the storm. Standing ovation. Backstage. Samuel swept him up. We did it. Afterparty hummed. Indies mingling. Deals whispered. Jake appeared. Corner shadow. Congrats. You too. Inspiring. Samuel's arm tightened around Benjamin. Thanks. We're good. But Jake's eyes lingered on Samuel, hunger veiled. Benjamin saw. Stomach nodding. Later, in the lot, Samuel's phone lit, proud. Drinks sometime, Jake? Delete, Benjamin said, voice low. Samuel did. Instant. Done. Winter wrapped them cozy. Holidays heartfelt. Tree trimmed with script pages. New Year's. Sedona cabin rented. Red rocks glowing at sunset. Hot tub soak. Stars wheeling. Marry me? Samuel asked. Ring simple silver band. Etched coordinates of their first kiss. Yes, Benjamin breathed. Sealing with Salt Lake tears. Spring wedding planned. Backyard. Willow Creek blooming. Invite sent. Lila matron. Patel officiant. Karen RSVP'd. Honored. But shadows lengthened. The feature offer resurfaced. Jake producing. Samuel's name floated. Huge, Samuel said. Eyes alight. For us, house. Security. Benjamin's joy curdled. Or temptation. Trust frayed. Arguments sparked. It's work. Versus. It's him. The eve before vows. Samuel confessed over wine. Jake kissed me once. Years back. Drunk. Nothing happened. But it lingers, guilt. Maybe. Benjamin reeled. And you hid it? Fear. Of losing you. Too late for that. Door slammed. Benjamin fleeing to the guest room. Cold sheets. Heart colder. Dawn broke on wedding day. Rain threatening. Samuel knocked. Voice broken. Ben. Please. I choose you every time. Ritual began. Suits pressed. Flowers arranged. Guests arrived. Neighbors. Crew. Lila's twins in bow ties. Patel at arch. Love defies covenants. Benjamin walked aisle alone. Samuel waiting. Eyes pleading. Vows exchanged. Halting. I falter. But return to you. Rings slid. Kiss tentative. Honeymoon. California coast. Big Sur cliffs. Drives healed, windows down. Waves crashing. Forgive, Samuel asked. Hand on knee. Trying. Benjamin squeezed back. Return. Life bloomed, house paid partial. Scripts selling. But Jake's calls persisted. Veiled as business. The true climax erupted July 4th. Fireworks over the park. barbecues blazing. Samuel stepped away for a call, voice low. Benjamin followed, overhearing, "Jake, stop." Married now, but tone soft, conflicted, stung. Confrontation in the shadows. End it. All. Samuel nodded. Dialing speaker. Blocked. Over. Relief washed. But scar tissue remained. Fall deepened bonds. Adoption papers filed. Fostering first. A boy. Timmy. 10. Wide-eyed from group homes. Samuel taught baseball. Benjamin stories. Family knit. Karen's redemption arc. Volunteering at clinic. Chatting donors. Learned late, she told Benjamin over coffee. Love's the real rule. Thanksgiving table full. Timmy's laugh ring. Toasts to miracles. But winter whispered warnings. Benjamin's body rejecting faintly. Meds adjusted. Fear crept. Samuel's vigilance iron. New Year's. Resolutions renewed. Together, they vowed. Under fireworks. Yet, as snow flurried again, a letter arrived. Jake's script. Dedicated to what could have been. Samuel burned it solo. Ashes in wind. Trust rebuilt. Layer by layer. The new year dawned crisp. Willow Creek's resolutions etched in frost-kissed windows. Gyms joined. Diets pledged. But for Benjamin and Samuel Harlan, the vow was simpler. Presence. Timmy's arrival had reshaped their home. His boundless energy a balm to Benjamin's lingering fatigue. At 11 now, the boy navigated foster scars with tentative trust. Nights of nightmares soothed by Samuel's lullabies. Days of school projects where Benjamin's stories spun gold from pain. "You're my dad's," Timmy said one evening. Crayon drawing of 3 figures under a rainbow. Frames on the mantel. It anchored them. Samuel's producing scaled-back, local theater, consulting gigs, prioritizing carpools and bedtime reads. The short film's festival run garnered awards. Best Narrative Short. Outfest. Accolades poured. But they grounded family movie nights. The Incredibles on repeat. Popcorn wars ensuing. Benjamin's health steadied. Rejection quelled. But checkups loomed monthly. Vasquez's office a ritual of blood work and nods. Stable, she'd say. But the word carried caveats. Writing flourished. Novel draft. Their lives fictionalized, lovers in suburbia. Illness a villain slain by community. Agent shopped it to imprints. Buzz hummed. Spring unfurled with Timmy's first T-ball. Samuel coaching. Benjamin cheering from bleachers. Lila beside with her boys. Post-game ice cream. Sticky chins. Laughter free. Karen umpired now. Whistle firm but fair. Out, she'd call. Then wink at Timmy's swing. Redemption suited her. Lines softened. Pearls traded for team tees. Betrayal's ghost stirred subtly. Jake's name in trades. His feature bombing. Reviews savage. Karma, Samuel joked over dinner. But Benjamin caught the flinch, empathy. Perhaps. Or echo. Summer monsoons raged. Washes flooding. But their backyard oasis thrived. Hammock strung. Grill smoking. Fourth bash. Neighbors full. Patel's fireworks legal now. Timmy lit sparklers. Ice star wide. As dusk deepened, Samuel pulled Benjamin aside. Under the oak. 1 year married. Still choose you. Kiss sealed it. Rain pattering tentative. Fall harvest. Apple orchard trip. Timmy's basket overflowing. Adoption finalized. Court day tears. Judge beaming. Family. Official. Party followed. Cake tiered. Vows renewed playful. For richer. Poorer. Sicker. Healthier now with Legos. Winter holidays glowed. Lights strung. Timmy's letters to Santa earnest. Christmas. Bikes unwrapped. Joy chaotic. New Year's Eve. Quiet. Just them, fire pit crackling. Resolutions whispered. Grow, Benjamin said. Together, but cracks spidered. Samuel's old crew buddy, not Jake, but Echo, offered a pilot episode LA. Based. Quick shoot. Consult only, he promised. Weak tops. Benjamin relented. Timmy hugged tight. Bring souvenirs. Samuel flew. Calls daily. Set tails. Miss you choruses. But nights stretched. Benjamin pacing with Timmy's bedtime stories solo. The novel's offer landed midweek. 6 figures. Major house. Elation solo voicemail left. Sam. We did it. Callback delayed, shoot overrun. Return airport reunion. Hugs fierce. But distance lingered. Climax brewed insidious. Benjamin's checkup flagged anomaly, rejection creeping. Biopsy scheduled. Samuel. Jet-lagged. Missed the call. Lila filled in. Driving him. Breathe. Early catch. Results. Mild. Meds upped. But fear amplified. Samuel home. Benjamin confronted. You weren't there. Work. Samuel started. Then deflated. Again. Arguments escalated. Family first. Versus. Dreams sustain us. Timmy overheard. Retreating to room. Door soft clicked. Karen. Of all. Mediated, invited over coffee. I know cages, she said. Stirring. Mine were rules. Yours? Balance. Talk. Before it festers. They did porch sit. Stars witnesses. Samuel admitted. Chasing old me validation. But you're my now. Benjamin bared. Fear abandonment. Again. Packed. Therapy joint. Boundaries drawn, no overnights away. Healing threaded, sessions raw. Laughter returning. Timmy's play. School production. Samuel directing lights. Benjamin scripts. Standing ovation. Family bow. Spring. Novel launch reading packed. Timmy front row proud. Book tour mini Phoenix. Tucson. Samuel driving. Timmy backseat DJ. Summer. Family camp, Grand Canyon rim. Tents pitched. Hikes hand in hand. Timmy's questions endless. How'd you meet? Stories spun. Campfire gold. Fall, school start. Routines locked. Benjamin's health peaked. Vasquez cleared hikes vigorous. Writing sequel. Timmy inspired. Family at core. Winter. Holidays heartfelt. Karen gifted ornament. House with 3 silhouettes. Belong, she said. New year. Resolutions bold. Adventure, Samuel proposed. Road trip planned. Route 66. Relics chased. But shadow loomed. Jake's obituary pinged feeds. Overdose. Quiet. Samuel paled. Mourning unspoken. He was lost. He whispered that night. Benjamin holding. Like I could have been. Closure came. Letter unsent. Burned together. To healing. Spring bloomed resilient. The road trip ignited summer's promise. Route 66 unspooling like a ribbon of redemption. Diner stops for pie. Neon signs flickering memories. Timmy pressed nose to glass at petrified forest. Fossils whispering eternities. Samuel narrated ghost towns. Voice rich. Benjamin sketched vignettes. Novel's epilogue forming. Motel nights. Twin beds for Timmy. King for them, whispers intimate. Bodies reaffirming under thin sheets. This, Samuel murmured, tracing Benjamin's transplant scar. Our miracle. Returned to Willow Creek. Tanned. Bonded. Fall semester kicked with vigor. Timmy's grades soaring. Club soccer star. Samuel mentored youth theater. Benjamin guest lectured at community college. Stories save. Novel hit lists modest. Fan mail trickling. Letters from suburbs afar. Love's hidden no more. Health vigilant. Quarterly scans clean. Vasquez high-fiving. Model patient. Lila. Promoted supervisor. Toasted at dinner. To lines held. Karen's arc crested. Board election. Her run unopposed. Speech humble. From enforcer to ally. Heart over handbook. Vote unanimous. Benjamin clapped. Genuine. Winter wrapped gentle, snow rare. But lights abundant. Holidays. Extended family now. Patel's kin. Lila's crew. Timmy's wish. Puppy. Adopted mutt. Max. Tail-wagging chaos. New Year's. Hilltop watch. City sprawl glittering. Grateful. They chorused. Timmy between. Hands linked chain. Spring. Anniversary second vows beachside. San Diego waves crashing. Timmy ring bearer. Patel witness. Dinner sunset. Toasts to storms weathered. But life's drama peaks subtle. Summer heat peaked with Benjamin's twinge. Flank pain. Dismissed as strain. Checkup. Shadow on scan. Tumor? Benign likely. Vasquez hedged. Biopsy loomed. Fear revisited. Softer now, tools honed. Samuel canceled gigs. Timmy's questions fielded gentle. Dad bends strong. Karen rallied. Bake sale for research. Community fierce. Results. Cyst. Drained outpatient. Relief collective. Party spontaneous. Backyard blaze. Fall deepened. Timmy's bar mitzvah planned. Blended faiths. Patel Rabbi ing. Prep. Hebrew lessons. Samuel's pride beaming. Novel sequel drafted. Betrayal resolved. Family triumph. Agent. Bestseller potential. Winter. Holidays peak. Max in reindeer antlers. Laughter loud. Climax gentle. Wedding vow renewal. 10th anniversary early, intimate. Under oak. Guests few. Words profound. Through betrayals. Blocks. Arrests we endure. Karen spoke. Witnessed your fight. Honored. Spring. Timmy's science fair win. Project on kidneys. Inspired. College scouts early. Summer. Family vaki. Yellowstone. Geysers eruptive. Bears distant. Hikes healing. Stories shared. Fall. Empty nest tease. Timmy teen. Crushes budding. Guidance gentle. Love who lights you. Benjamin's health golden. Off meds trial. Vasquez marveling. Winter. Book tour national. Samuel co-piloting. Timmy summering with Lila. New year. Resolutions eternal. Love. They etched. Years blurred montage. Timmy college bound. UCLA film following dad's path. Visits frequent. Pride mutual. Samuel's theater troupe acclaimed. Benjamin's novels canon. Queer lit staple. Karen retired graceful. Porch chats lore. Betrayals? Footnote, Jake's lesson, choose daily. Ending humanistic, porch swing. Elders now 60s, hands veined but laced. Grandkids, Timmy's twins, toddling, stories read. Willow Creek evolved, pride crosswalks, covenants compassionate. Sunset paints desert rose. Worth it, Samuel says. Every fight, Benjamin replies. Kiss lingers, timeless. Fade out, community chorus, love's quiet roar. In Willow Creek, storms pass, rainbows arc.